So Crunchyroll finally announced their nominees. Okay, the site doesn't work because it's Crunchyroll, so it never ever works. What a surprise. However, there's a video that they just released where you go over all the nominees. So you check it out, guys, and I'm gonna make fun of them, right? Because you know what it is. Crunchyroll is like, what if Eren is both the protagonist and the antagonist? It doesn't make any sense, Crunchyroll, okay? And I'm not saying Eren isn't actually both, but not in the same season, right? He starts as the protagonist and becomes the antagonist. You can't have a character being both in the same time. That doesn't make any sense. Unless it was like, back and forth, some weird mental... It's not there, okay? So, as always, right? Their award system is terrible. And also, this is April now. This is 3rd April. Why are they so late for? And every year, right, they change the rules if, like, the fall season counts or whatever. So, like, Free that wasn't in the last year, right? Because it started in the fall and went over into the winter. And so we're going to talk about animes that aired in 2023, right? Like Freedom's first season, or the first part then, aired 1.5 years ago now, and now they're finally gonna have it here, right? It doesn't make any sense. This is so terrible. But anyway, let's roast them. I'm gonna guess a little bit what's gonna be in the actual nominee, right? So I already prepped it here, so I'm just go to YouTube to look at their video. Bam. It starts with this thing here, best isekai. And so we're gonna, play the video now, of course, look it over. But like I said, I want to guess, right? And guess with me, guys. Leave a comment below what you think's gonna be in here, right? I know I don't do it live, but whatever. I didn't type it. Isekais, Konosuba is already there. Obviously, the best anime ever. But what more happened then? Zero, I guess, will be here, right? Season 3. This is what I mean here. Mushoku Tensei should be here, right? Does that count? This is what never makes sense. Does it count then? Because I guess Mushoku Tensei had like half of season 2 last year, and because they always change the rules, right? Or one reason for that matter why they changed the rules is because they didn't want to have certain Netflix shows and also they didn't own, right? So they kept changing the rules back and forth and so on. But now of course they own Funimation, or rather Sony own Crunchyroll, so most animes will be here. But anyway, Zero, Mushoku Tensei, I guess. But let's roll it then. Yeah, they're gonna the Tensei. Yeah, Core 2. That's also a weird ruling. Yeah, Core 2. Yeah. Okay, so already here, right? That's not an isekai. I know people are gonna be like, oh no, but is that an isekai? Isn't it like playing a video game? It's a virtual MMO or something. Perhaps you can say that Shangri-La is an isekai, but technically it's not an isekai. No, he's still on Earth, right? It's in the future. But I would give them a little bit leeway of maybe like Sword Art Online and Shangri-La Frontier. I think one thing though, which makes Shangri-La Frontier not very much an isekai, is because it's like, he really is just playing the game. He can turn it off at any moment. He's not stuck in the game, right? Certain animes, they obviously get stuck inside the game, but he's not that in that anime. So I'm a little bit like, yeah. Serious Squad, that was pretty funny, but yeah, I guess it is good. Okay, so the table season is the guy. But okay.
Next, we're recognizing the first round of incredible voices that bring our favorite
I probably will skip
characters
some. Okay, so tell you about voice actors. I will. Oh my god! See, this is what I mean. Seriously, who cares? Okay, I might maybe you're a meme guy now, but who cares? Like genuinely, who effing cares? Okay, I don't even care who does the English voices. Okay, I will never in my life, if I can avoid it, right, watch an anime with English. You know what I mean? And you can call me like a prude or whatever, but Jesus Christ, man, we're watching it on Japanese where it's much better quality. I really, absolutely do I not care about who is doing the voice acting in these even lesser, like, subbed animes. Not only because I'm like, oh, don't care, but I mean, like, thing is that obviously every anime does not get dubbed right, Only a handful of anime actually get dubbed right. Many get subbed, of course, and it's only mostly the biggest one that gets, into English, and then even fewer ones, of course, that get into Italian, right? You know what I mean? Or German, yeah. Of course, there are fewer animes being dubbed into German than to English, right? And what happens then is you have a subset of fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer animes, and also has a fewer actors. So I really don't care, honestly, because I don't care. Because I hate now, but seriously, it's so irrelevant. I feel it's discussion, honestly, right? I really don't have a Berserk billet now. Yeah, that's pretty cool actually. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But anyway, I'm gonna skip over a bit, guys. So let's see. Oh, but see, this is terrible. They're doing like one per language, not even doing. Yeah, okay. So the first honestly, this is why I hate transfer so much for so many reasons why. But seriously, why do you start with? But I mean this genuinely. I really, really hate Crunchyroll, guys, because for the anime, right? They started with best isekai, right? So the best isekai. You go back here, it's best isekai. Okay, that's a great, Konosuba, whatever, right? And then we go into the languages. They're spending like 5 minutes doing like Italian, German, Hindi, yada yada, French. Does this make any sense to you? Crunchyroll is the most, damaged, terrible company ever. It's just a stupid company in every possible form. And I'm not saying that you can't have these categories. My point is that why does it go, best isekai, and then like 7 categories of language. And then it's like English, Spanish, French, whatever, German, Hindi, Italian, and then it goes back and gets something else. Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense, right? Shouldn't you have like, now instead it's best score, right? Yeah, which also has no relation to that. Because, but where is the best English voice actor? That was in the list. They're like somewhere in the end or somewhere. Yeah, there's somewhere else. Well, who cares? But you get my point. It's like, I don't understand what they're doing. How can it be, right? Why does it start with best isekai, and then it's like the next 5 minutes is just all the different, dub actors except English. Like, make it make sense, Crunchyroll. It's just so stupid. It's just so weird. But anyway, okay. Best score then. But Bleach probably should actually win that thing, which I have seen here now at this point. But yeah, so I don't care, honestly. But like, maybe Bleach. What more do we have? Danda's pretty good music. Demon Slayer has good music too, but more openings wise. But this is what I mean. Free actually aired 1.5 years ago after this thing. Some movie, isn't it? No, it's the. So that probably wins by the betting it. Who cares? Okay, what's the next category? Okay, here we go. This is actually okay, a spoiler, but it's an actual, good category, right? Best anime. So okay, but we have to point this out here again, right? And I want to put it very, very clearly here. This is always one of the most biggest continuous controversy with One Piece. Right? With One Piece, but Black Clover, I meant. We're firstly, but every year, right? Especially with Black Clover, also One Piece, and I guess a little bit of like Naruto and so on in the past on Boruto, they will almost never ever take an ongoing shonen show, right? So even if, for example, last year we had the new One Piece opening, which is an amazing song, right? I believe it's getting replaced actually this week, but it's an amazing, amazing opening, and it's very unlikely to be here, right? And then in the previous years, we have set up Black Clover Opening 3, which was like by far the most watched open that year by like 15 times the margin, something crazy like that. And I was saying that just because it's popular, it's the best song ever, but at least it should be like nominated, right? Because it is an amazing song. Most of the Black Clover are amazing, but they never once got a single nomination for the 5 years. And you're like, Jesus Christ. And by still be the most popular and beloved openings of that time. You're like, oh, hey, seriously. But there's also another issue here, right? All the time with Crunchyroll, and that is, what does actually best anime song mean? So some years they have, of course, opening and ending, right? And when you say best song to me, that just means anything. That doesn't mean opening, it doesn't mean ending. That means it's like I got summary category, everything, right? Because you also have insert songs. So I think a huge issue with Crunchyroll, why they're so terrible at everything to do, especially with anime watch, is because like they literally are never able, right, to just be very well defining. Again, what does best anime song mean? It can be, again, like I keep saying, right, it can be both opening, ending, insert song, whatnot, right? Like, what does category mean? And what surprised me is you also have best opening and best ending as well. So it's like, what? Isn't this just a summary of the both? You just make it make sense, right? They're also incredibly bad at defining the actual rules and the actual like framing of what we're talking about here. But again, I'm gonna assume here that the best anime song is just anything, right? And yeah, what are the best anime songs? I'm just so out of it now, but let's see what they picked then. But that's the ending, I believe, right? Of course, Creepy Nuts, which is the open. No, that's the ending too, right? That's the opening, though, right? Isn't it? Wait, is that the opening or ending again? See, I'm only too confused here. Yeah, that's the Dan Dan opening. And the only one is Dan Dan's. That's the second. Yeah, the Friden second opening. Yeah, you also be, which I think is a really good song. So of these ones, my favorite are definitely Friden's second opening. Then of these ones, no say I think my best anime opening. But if I go, but yeah, this is like mostly openings. That's an opening. But isn't that Youngblood the ending? But whatever. Let's just jump a little bit here. Okay, wait, so now we have Best Artist again from a dub? Jesus Christ, guys. I mean, almost don't care about this category. But this is what I mean. I said it earlier, right? Crunchyroll are always just so terrible. I feel like I broke a record, but you said it right. Why are we doing, like, 5 minutes of voice actors, and then we go into, like, like best song or whatever, right? And then it's like voice actors again. First of all, obviously no one actually cares, but it's just silly. Why don't you do them all at the same time then? Yeah, if you're gonna have like 20 categories of best voice actors, do them all at the same time at least. Don't like mix in the other categories in between. It doesn't make any sense. We skip over the shit, right? So yeah, best voice actors. Spanish, Brazilian, Portuguese, Arabic. Oh, there's English. I mentioned earlier was English, right? Yeah, but yeah, it's just so stupid. But honestly, the first 9.5 minutes now are mostly it's voltage then. Yeah, it's just so much best voice actor. And finally, we have Japanese. The only one we really care about, right? It's gonna be the Ansakura, Ken Suda, it's all the same people, yeah. Ayuki, of course, for everything. Ayuki for every anime. She's in every anime, yeah, of course. Frieren as Frieren, yeah, obviously. Frieren. I wouldn't really say that. Wait, are they mixing gender this year? I guess. And I wouldn't say Momo is the best. Nah, that's pretty bad, the picks here. But this is again, right? Why are they doing this thing for? And I keep saying it, but I really, really hate Crunchyroll, right? Because they have like, goddamn it, like 20 categories, okay? So this of voice acting, okay? This year they have like Castilian Spanish and Spanish. You're like, okay, you need that. Brazilian French, Canadian French. Yeah, they have like every like language version exists, right? But they only have one category for Japanese voice actors. They're mixing like male and female performance of Japanese characters. Like, for example, there, very clearly, Okarun and Momo, right? One female, one male character in Dandadan, right? So it's like really strange. Obviously, the previous years, you would have one category for voicing, male characters, one female, and so on. It seems really weird that they went from like having that obvious like focus on Japanese voice actors, right, into instead having no, we're just gonna have like 20 other categories of like every other language, only one category Japanese, which is the actual main focus people have, right? And it almost feels very westernized, It's very much like this almost feels like racism, seriously. Like they're like, screw the Japanese, yeah, the actual category people care about, but whatever. Seems super strange. But I guess they're done now. I guess they're done now with like all the voice stuff. Okay, so now this is like 11 minutes in, so half the video is basically just like voice actors. Okay, now then, this is a new category. Most protected at all cost. I'm guessing it's kind of like replacing, like the best girl or the best girl thing a little bit, because the best girl usually became, like cute, like protective smile of some cute little girl or something. But this also feels like a really weird category, because I really have a hard time understanding exactly what it means. I'm just being, frank here, guys. I really don't understand what they necessarily mean with this category. I'm gonna guess that they mostly mean, like some cute little daughter character like Renge-chan in Nonny Biauri, or Anya in Spy X Family, or Kana-chan in Dragon Maid, you know, like an innocent little girl, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking here, mostly. Maybe a son. So, for example, we also have, what's it called now again? What's it called? Jesus Christ. Not Spy X Family, but the other one with 2 guys instead. Why is my memory blanking here? But like that girl. Wasn't that last year? The anime aired like a year ago, 1.5 year ago. Probably should count. Spy Dad. What's it called again? Spy Daddies. I was recording like Spy Daddies, but yeah, like Spy Daddies. Yeah, so obviously Anya. But see, I'm pretty sure that this anime didn't air last year, right? I guess the movie aired, but let me see here. Spy X Family Season 2. Pretty sure. Sorry if I moved the mic too much there. Yeah, so Spy X Family, this anime didn't even air last year. It aired like 2 years ago. Right? It did not air. It shouldn't count. Now, obviously Anya is an adorable character. I mean, I like Anya, don't get me wrong. She's a precious little girl, but this is kind of what I mean, right? I'm a little bit unsure if this... I wouldn't even count this. Yeah, I mean, literally, this doesn't make any sense. And I don't people say, oh, but actually the winter, this thing, so on. And yes, there was a movie, I know. So, but it's from an objective standpoint, Spy X Family did not air last year. Shouldn't even be in the category. Now, obviously, Anya fits kind of like expected from this category, but you get a point. She shouldn't be in the actual this year. You know, I was kind of thinking they're gonna have Frieden in it, most Dark Horse, but it's kind of what I mean, because this is what the category. This is honestly a terrible category then, right? I wouldn't have these 2 characters as the same, because you have like Anya and Frieden. And certainly I understand some people feel like Frieden is like this adorable little elf girl to protect, but Frieden is also like the strongest, or one of the strongest little mages in her universe. So her and Anya are like complete opposite. Anya is a tiny little weak girl, and Frieden is like the strongest mage slayer girl with like kills all demons on sight kind of girl, right? So it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The feeling you have towards Frieden and Anya are not the same whatsoever. It just logically makes 0 sense to like, oh, I have to protect Frieden. No, you might find Frieden adorable, but not in the same way as Anya whatsoever, right? Anya is more like, again, like a Rengi character or a Kana character, right? Usually, you know, acutely the daughter character you want to protect, right? I don't want to protect Frieden because she's like stronger than me, you know what I mean? Like, logically doesn't make any sense. Terrible picks, terrible category. Okarun, what? I don't want to protect. Who voted for det? I mean, who... Oh, this is terrible judges. Okay, Okarun, what? Make more sense, Liz Sensi? I don't care about either, no. No, not either. What a terrible category. What a terrible category. What a terrible category. Jesus Christ. No, I wouldn't go back for Frieden because he's the strongest person in the universe, basically. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, best supportive character. Obviously, fair. Yeah, whatever. I was just getting spoiled there, but we jump in quickly here because I don't want to waste time listening to these noobs. But yeah, obviously, Fern's gonna be in best supportive character. Frieden will like take all the. Frieden will win like every category. Right? So obviously, Fern is the year. What more characters do we have that are good like supportive characters? I mean, I would argue for it. Obviously, and like Konosuba, right? You have supportive characters like both Aqua and Darkness. They're massive. And of course, Megumin. It'd be explosive, my taste, but obviously stuff like that in the comedy section. Mushoku Tensei probably has the best supporting character, which is of course Paul, right? Yeah, from a writing standpoint, obviously Mushoku Tensei has the best supporting character. I mean Ghislaine, but but like Paul actually is the best supporting character for a main. From a writing standpoint, obviously Paul should win this. Let's see if Paul is here. As our Rage. See, this is like a terrible pick. Him is like a background character. He doesn't do much in actual Frieden, and this just feels like they are so afraid, right? They're so pathetic. They're gonna have Frieden in every category, with several Frieden per category. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty good. Yeah. Grandma. Let me rage. Rage! Oh my god, it's so stupid. They hate, they effing hate Mushoku Tensei. It's every goddamn year, right? They have an isekai category, but best supporting character, objectively, from any writing standpoint, is obviously Paul in Mushoku Tensei. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Paul, dad, if you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about. Rage, man. The actual impact Paul has on Sen 2 potentially is by far the best anime writing we had last year. But like a gigantic landslide of the character development, the scenery, the emotions, everything, right? Like Turbo Granny, Luffy basically. It's just Luffy as an old lady screaming. She's a terrible put character. She's kind of funny, but it's like, you know, she's like, well, Megumin is kind of funny. Darth is kind of horny. You know what I mean? Like, I think any kind of comic relief character, right? Turbo Granny is not a good supporting character. Honestly, I think she's kind of just like a comic relief character, and I've seen way better than her, right? You know, she's all for my taste. Yeah, having like Himmel there. Himmel is in the back. Jesus Christ, man, this is terrible. Fuck F you, yeah. Jesus Christ, seriously, fuck you, yeah. This is good. Jesus Christ. Okay, best main character. Okay, here comes it then. So obviously three. They have three. They need to take a three. They have three on everything. So obviously gonna be three of them. And she will get the most votes. Three of them. Obviously Rudy should be there, but everyone hates Rudy. It's always a category. It's the same as last year. They only have Musketeers in like the isekai category, fantasy category, yeah. No, but Friden, of course. I mean, I like Friden, don't get me wrong. So Friden should be there, and she would definitely probably get the most votes, right? She would absolutely be there. They already had Fan, Earn, Himmel in supporting characters, obviously. I could see them having like Okaru and someone last, right? From Dan Dan Dan. What more are they gonna have? What more will they take? Obviously, this is what I keep saying earlier. They will not take like Luffy or something like that. Maybe, but very, very rarely do they have, you know, something like Ichigo or Luffy. They hate shonen anime, so that's not probably gonna happen. Apothecary Diaries, yeah, that man, she will be there. Because they also had Aoyuki doing her voice earlier, so she certainly will be there as well. Apothecary, absolutely, very likely. I'm thinking of like last season, or rather than winter started, like 4 months ago. Maybe like Aqua, you know, Aqua Ruby, yeah, maybe Ushinikoi, maybe. What more do we have? Kazuma probably won't be there. Did we have something else? Sia. Does that count? I think so. Sid, yeah, but probably won't be there, of course. But okay, so obviously Friden, like yeah, it's always Friden, so predictable. I think it's gonna be like, Kafka. He's like the effing worst character last year. How stupid are they? Holy shit, man. Jesus Christ, they hate shonen anime so much, right? They're never gonna have like Ichigo or Luffy or Asta or whatever, right? But Kafka, because it's a new anime, only one season, they only have shonen animes that only have one season, right? Kafka is a terrible main character. He's basically the worst version of most of the shonen main characters, you know, piled together, right? I mean, overall, I read it's like, you know, kind of to be was a really boring anime. It's just like a really rehashment of most, you know, shonen tropes, right? Done worse, yeah. Done straight up worse in most cases. A little bit, yeah. Kafka is a terrible, boring main character. He's the worst problem of the anime. He absolutely can't fit in effing best main character. What a terrible section. I call Locarun, obviously call that. Yeah, I call that, obviously. But I guess Momo is also that, yeah, but it's weird. And I get Jinvo. I suppose this is like a freaking muscular OP guy, but it's kind of weird, you know, having both Momo and Okarun. I could buy that she's the actual main character, but I don't think an anime has two main characters. I think either she's the main character or he's the main character. I think first you have to make the argument who is the main character, then you pick one of them. So I think they're dumb. And also Jinvo, I think they're very good character either. I mean, I like So Lovely because he's so straightforward. Yeah, he's so straightforward. Terrible pick as always. Okay, best director, I don't care because thing is that best director is always with the same characters, right? So a big issue with anime award is it's so simplistic. So best director will be the person directing Frieren, directing Danda. I mean, you can see this anime award is always just terrible shit, right? As you see, it basically is just the same anime over and over again. So obviously it's gonna be like, oh, they were the Frieren, they were Danda. Yeah, like I don't care because you have already basically spoiled to me. And the last category will certainly be, best anime. It's gonna be, Dandadan, it's gonna be Frieren, I mean, it's gonna be the exact same anime. Best director and best anime are almost all exactly the same every year. So it's super boring, super boring. Oh yeah, for that, everyone is this specific One Piece. But then wouldn't like that thing wouldn't that anime generally then, the special One Piece episode, wouldn't that then be, have other things too for it? But whatever, but that's so stupid. Obviously same thing, so on. Let's forward. Best character design. So best character design, I think it's a category that they always fail on too. Right? Let's move here again. As a game designer myself, right, as a character writer, as a character creator, and so on myself, I really, really despise this category. I despise everything with Crunchyroll. No, but I seriously, I genuinely, really, really hate this category of best character design because every year is the same thing. It's very undefined. Always, right? Crunchyroll are terrible, and I despise them, I keep saying it, because they always are so undefined. Because for me, as a character creator myself, what does this mean? For me, character design is everything, right? It's the how they look, it is the lore, it's the personality, it is the development of the character, right? It's all everything from A to Ö, as I say in Swedish. It's everything from that. But these categories tends to be kind of like the visual of it. Maybe it's very hard to tell because some animes, right, are incredibly visual animes, and the writing is like piss poor, right? But it's like incredible visual animes. And some other ones are the opposite, and then the best, of course, are a combination of it. And when I see this category here, I'm thinking like Dan 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 is probably here because the characters are crazy and they're experimental and so on. But is the writing that good now? No, I like that. Don't get me wrong, right? But it's like I wouldn't say that it has like, for example, the best design because most of the actual main characters, they are basically just normal humans, right, in appearance wise, and obviously that kind of fits for the anime, but for me, right, that would be a massive minus because I don't actually think that the main characters have an interesting design whatsoever, visually speaking, right, except of course Hot Granny, grandma with big tattoos, yeah, but seriously, right, the other ones is kind of like, oh, it's a guy and a girl, and I get it. Yes, it fits that anime. I won't say it doesn't fit it, but I'm just saying, is that good character design? I don't think so, because for me, you have to have the full picture, right? So, for example, if you compare it to a famous like Luffy in One Piece, right? Same was that it does Turbo Granny. Luffy, of course, has the character design, right? The visualization there, the straw hat, the clothing, the Gomu Gomu powers, right? The different power spectrum. That's part of the visual design, right? And then we have the storytelling, the lore, right? The character development, all that stuff, right? Luffy is a much better character, much better full picture character than like Okarun, for example, right? Another example would be someone like maybe Asta in Black Clover, another like, shonen comparison now, right? Same thing there, interesting clothing, height, different, how he looks is different, right? Everything looks different, so forth, right? And then you also have again the backstory, the lore, and so on. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of like Dandan's. It's kind of like I guess the monster has interesting design, but actually, and I'm maybe gonna hate it now, but Dandan's monster design are mostly yokais that I've seen before. So I don't even think it has that good character design. The reason I think Dandan's a good anime is more because it's crazy, right? It's unpredictable, it's wacky, it's very quick tempo, very the pacing is very high, it's very surprising, right? So I'm not saying that's bad or the writing is bad, but I don't think for a second that the character writing of Danadan is its strength, right? I mean, it's not bad, but it's not like it doesn't really impress me either. That's like the last thing that I probably am actually impressed by the anime. They should done in the same thing there. Like they're basically like a D&D party. Oh, it's like a dwarf and like an elf. What the F? Yeah, that's like a scale of 10 for me, character design. Because it's so basic. And again, it fits. And of course, it's hilarious. I get it, but it's a little bit like, I mean, I guess. Of course, there's in every category, so yeah, of course. Oh god, it's terrible. Oh, this is so terrible. But again, this is like a really, really weird category in every possible way, right? As always, they really hate ongoing animes. But they had One Piece in one category, and had Bleach in one category. So clearly, I say it, one like ongoing animes still obviously clearly can be in here, right? There's no way in hell, absolutely no way in hell, that like Kadju number 8, which is like a knockoff of shonen animes in general and Attack on Titan, has better character design like Bleach. You're talking about like this is insane, right? Not only has Bleach by far the best design there, visual standpoint last year, but just like the sheer amount of character in Bleach is obviously way better than Kadju. But obviously it's an ongoing anime, so it's like it's very weird. It does, sometimes they allow that, sometimes they don't allow that. Again, very undefined, but yeah, terrible overall. Whatever, let's just keep going. What's the next thing in this shit? Okay, so best background art, obviously Bleach is the best one, but objectively is Bleach. Like, it has an amazing background art. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Let's see. It's like Frieren, Dan, delicious. Oh, it's so boring. Oh, it's so boring. Oh, pretty terrible anime. Yeah, same anime all the time. Yeah. Best animation. So it's gonna be like Demon Slayer. Bleach has incredible good animation, of course. What more do we have? Solo Leveling, Dan every time. Delicious Dungeon has good animation though. Demon Slayer. It's the same thing in every category. Oh my effing god. Yeah, Frieren is there, of course. Frieren is there. Kaiju number 8 for some reason, even though it was pretty terrible. That's Solo Leveling, I call it. But it's basically like they don't have anything other than that. Okay, so now we have best slice of life anime. So it's going back a little bit earlier, right? These kind of categories should have been way earlier. Yeah, they should have been before the terrible. Like, why did they? It's so bad. Like, they started again, right, with the first 10 minutes being voice actors up to like this point here. Yeah, why didn't they just do the thing first? I want this thing should be in the first thing, like best slice of life and so on. But anyway. What did we have last year of best slice of life? We had a couple of rom-coms that were pretty good, I guess. Nothing in my brain that really, really sticks out as I made. That I was like, oh my god. Nah, none of these are very good. No, it's like, well, Nokutan is amazing though. But I wouldn't say Nokutan in terms of life. Kinda. I guess it kinda is, but not really. It's just so out there. Because for me, sort of life is kind of like ordinary, mundane stuff. Like, I work at like a tea shop and we have no powers, and it's just kind of normal. Nokutan is like this insane, like crack addict deer doing dumb stuff all the time. And I love Nokutan. But I don't really feel like it's slice of life for a second. No, I don't know. No, not really. Oh, that's a good anime. There's a heart, but it also isn't the slice of life. It's clearly a rom-com first and foremost. The Age of My Heart is clearly it's much more rom-com, so yeah, I don't count that as an anime either. Don't they have like? But now they have a romance category, so this is what I mean. It's like, and as always, we have to ask now. Then, can I be in more than one category? Because obviously, they just had Dangerous to My Heart there. Dangerous to My Heart is absolutely a romantic comedy, first and foremost, much more so than sort of life, right? Absolutely, objectively speaking, which is my opinion. Regardless if the anime is the best or not, it's whatever, right? But it's clearly a romance anime with jokes in it, right? It's a romantic comedy. It is not slice of life at all, really, and yeah, it should obviously be here. But I assume it can be in both categories then, because this is where it should be first and foremost. Definitely, yeah. I guess they have like Apothecary will be here then. The sport anime. That weird like young Yakuza anime. Ranma, I guess it could be there. That's not a romance anime either. Salt Pilgrim has like no romance. Maybe in the end, I guess, like Ramona's got her fighting, but it's not like a romance anime because it doesn't focus on like romantic at all. Yeah, so there's in two seasons, but then Scott Pilgrim is also can also be in like sort of life, Ranma can also be sort of life. Blue Box can be in best sport, and I don't know, I just don't care that much. Okay, so best comedy, oh yeah, whatever. But Konosuba obviously best comedy. I don't really care. The rest are shit, yeah. Best comedy Konosuba, obviously. Is Mashle a comedy? It is also like, it's a short anime with jokes, right? Yeah, I don't know. Nokutan is good too. Nokutan. Ranma is a comedy, mostly, definitely. Also did air last year. No, it aired like 1.5 years ago. Spy X Family Season 2 aired like, it's like what, like 18 months ago or something? Yeah, Jesus Christ, Crunchyroll. It's 4 + 7, 19 months ago it started, I guess. Yeah, it ended, I guess, like 16 months ago then. Very good, yeah, Crunchyroll, very good. Okay, best drama. Apothecary, Frieren. Det blir Frieren here, obviously. It's gonna be Frieren. I think Frieren counts as best drama, right? There we go. Frieren! There we go! Frieren! Oh, Chicago, I guess, yeah. Frieren! Come on. Pluto was bad. Apothecary Diaries. There we go again. Every anime. What's next thing? Best action. Well, it's gonna be like obviously Demon Slayer. It's be like 20 categories already. They probably will have even Frieren here. Dun, definitely. They should have Bleach here, certainly. But I don't know if they're gonna do that because this. Okay, they actually gave Bleach one thing. Oh my god, Bleach got one thing! Dun, of course. Frieren, probably. Demon Slayer, call that, obviously. Frieren, right? Oh god, it's terrible. Oh, Soul Level, it's true. I guess it counts. Whoa, not Frieren? Because Frieren had half the action. Frieren had that action part, right? Yeah, the second part. Okay, now we got best ending. So, what we had earlier, was that opening then? Or was that just best song? Because they also might have a best opening after this thing, right? But okay, best ending. Yeah, Ranma has a pretty good ending. I will generally say I don't remember any ending that I really cared about. But it's so funny because in most animes, right, the openings are really good. Both usually a better artist and also, of course, like a much better animation and a more forthcoming storytelling. And endings are very often kind of like, whatever. I mean, some of them are really good, some of them are very good, but most of the time it's kind of like, who cares? It's kind of like, most endings aren't really interesting. I can't even remember most endings now. Oh, that's a pretty good. That's pretty good. Yes. It's kind of like nah. That's what I was saying earlier. The ending is it's actually just kind of weird that they want to publish that. Definitely not the best ending. Definitely not. No, definitely. I mean, Sotomayor is a good artist, but I like Sotomayor, but now it is best opening. Oh my god, see, this is what I said earlier. I hate them so much. Let me just say the media here, right? Crunchyroll always are a complete failure, right? Because, okay, so we have best opening, we have best ending, and we have best music. Doesn't make any sense. You should have use two of them, right? And also then, best music, right? Which is just the overall category. Why isn't that then, you're taking like the best three or whatever for each of these categories? So we're gonna have now then animes that are a part of the best in the genre category, but they're not part of the opening and ending, which objectively makes 0 sense, Crunchyroll. You can't say that these are the 6 best music part overall, but 2 of them are not in the opening or ending in total. That doesn't make any sense. It has to be in both categories or neither, right? It is so incredibly stupid. And also for that matter, 20 minutes ago they had best music overall, and now they're playing best opening and ending. Why not have them on the same time for? Why have like 20 other categories in between? It is so dumb, okay? It's so dumb. And here they are then. Best opening. Yeah, this is mostly the same like the best opening, right? Mostly the same as the best music had, yeah. Mostly the same categories. It's just like an overlap between the same thing, right? It's just so pointless. Yeah, like this wasn't before. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, it's just so stupid. It's basically the same category we had before. But see, this doesn't make any sense because now they actually have One Piece here, right? They actually have One Piece now as best opening. Like it should have been in the best. It's like no. And I said it too that they should have it in the best opening music. Yeah, I said earlier. No one cares who is this person. Okay, best new series. It'll be Frieren again. But this also kind of redundant category, because I keep saying it, right? Crunchyroll is massively over pushing a few shows out every year. Everyone remembers the Megalobox, right? Was nominated for like 15 categories, and obviously it won 0. It was the dumbest thing ever. And the same thing here. They have like done every category, so on, right? They are super pushing one thing. So best new series or best series is the same thing, right? Because they only push basically new shows this year, so who cares, right? It's like the same thing. Who cares? And now they have this thing. It's gonna be like Bleach, One Piece, yeah, obviously. No, yeah, Demon Slayer. This is the category with the popular animes that are, old animes. My Academia has to be the shorter animes to keep going. One Piece, yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be the ongoing shows. Yeah, they just keep going. Spy Family there that year, but whatever. Oh, best original anime. Okay, these are anime not based on a book or based on like a manga. Okay, film of the year. I probably honestly enjoyed Spy's Family's movie. Spy's Family White, that was probably last year. With my daughter, yeah, probably. But it's a pretty good, children movie. I probably was start for that one. If that's here, I don't know. It's probably here. Yeah, that's good. That was added. Yeah, it's Spy White. Yeah, it's kind of what I say. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking about. Okay, here we go. Anime of the year. So yeah, leave a comment below, guys. What do anime do you think will be in the last bit then? So of course, now then, right? Anime of the year obviously should be Mushoku Tensei or whatever, right? But it's gonna be like in their categories. It of course will be 3 then, right? As I mentioned earlier, because Crunchyroll keeps doing like the same thing over and over and over again, right? It's very little creativity. I mean, basically, as always, it has only been like maybe 10 to like 12 or so animes mentioned, right? The anime awards are so incredibly pointless because having seen it all now, except Anime of the Year, right? I think they only have mentioned like roughly 10 animes, right? So they have like 40 categories, yet they only mentioned like 10 animes. They're like fewer animes than categories mentioned, right? Because they keep just mentioning Frieren, Dandadan, Frieren, Dandadan, Apothecary, Frieren, Dandadan, Apothecary, over and over again. So if you go in here now to best anime of the year, it's gonna be the same thing, right? It's gonna be Dandadan, it's gonna be Drishu Dan also mentioned over time. Frieren, oh my god, I was surprised. It's Frieren, I was surprised. Kadio is a terrible anime, Isekai is a terrible anime. Solo Leveling also mentioned a lot, and then of course Apothecary. They have mentioned these 6 animes like 55 times now. As always, the anime award is an absolute dumpster fire. Right? It doesn't make any sense. And the problem is, of course, that most of the time, right, the judges have only seen these 6 animes. So you're watching them, they're going over at all these categories now. These 6 animes, especially because 4 of them, have basically been in every category. So it's really boring, it's very predictable as always, right? And it's just like, what's the point then, right? If I just read these 6 animes here, I can basically skip half of the categories, because these 6 will be the same thing in every category. Like, it's just pointless, it's so goddamn pointless. And of course, I think the best example is that Kadio number 8 is a pretty shitty anime. It absolutely is not the best anime last year. And you have to think about it like just from a general standpoint. What other anime? Look at these absolutely terrible dog animes here. No, but seriously, Frieren is a good anime. Don't get me wrong, I like Frieren. I like Dandadan and so forth, you know what I mean. But Kaiju number 8, I think especially, really sticks out to it. Kaiju number 8 is a bad copy of already existing better shonen animes. And obviously the main character is a terrible main character. So we have Kaiju number 8, it's best anime. They don't have One Piece, which the quality was 10 times better, right? Because they finally started having higher budget. They don't have Bleach, which is an amazing season, where there's so much new anime content. The quality per fight was just spectacular, right? And we're comparing that, again, to Kaiju number 8. I'm not saying, right, that Bleach is like the best anime of all time or whatever, but the point is that we're comparing it to an other shonen anime. If you want to say that Frieren is better than Bleach, that's fine, right? They're very different animes. They're very, one is more drama, emotional, love story. The other one, is an action anime, right? But, let's be honest here, right? We're comparing Kaiju to Bleach, to to One Piece, etc. And obviously it's a terrible anime compared to the story. It's just a very, very bleak copy. Terrible copyright. And of course then, end of the year makes zero sense, because that should have been it. Then we have other animes, like Mushoku Tensei. Extremely well written. Much better written than stuff like, for example, Dan, right? Or whatever, Solo Leveling. But it's just what it is, right? Especially with the Paul scenes, right? It's not here because they hate it so much, right? It was only in one category, of course, best isekai. As always, they're doing their best. Same time last year, they're doing their best, right, to not have any Mushoku Tensei because of Rudy and so forth, right? And it's obvious with this anime the most, right? Again, with Rudy. But you have to think about it, that it is the same. This is true also for a bunch of other animes, right? My main point is that we have, so many good animes, right, coming out each year, and every effing time, right, Crunchyroll fails to do what it's supposed to do, right? Honestly, as a company, this is just effing retarded, right? As a company, if I have a library, right, of these like 500 books, and every time someone asks me what should they read, I say the same 6 times all the time. That's just stupid, right? I should tell them, oh yeah, oh you like this shonen anime? Well, I also have this other anime which is classic, or blah blah, and last year, it's really, really weird, honestly, that they just keep hammering down on the same stupid animes over and over again. Even in, best, like, comedy, they should done, Frida, yeah. Oh, best drama, Frida, yeah. It's the same anime over and over again, right? So you kind of like, okay, but what's the point then? What if you're an anime noob, right, coming into this anime watch, looking for recommendations, right, of best anime, you will learn basically nothing. You know what I mean? It is so stupid. But of course, like I said earlier, it comes back to that the judges, right, haven't seen the other animes. They don't know about animes existing, except these like 5 or so, like 5 to 10 most popular animes, right? They don't know about the other animes. I have seen almost every anime added last year, right? And there's a bunch of animes that I would rather have here than these animes. However, I think it's mostly in the other categories, though, honestly, right? It's one thing that, like, Frieren, I guess, best example here, is one thing that Frieren is in the best anime of the year. And I do think Frieren is a very good anime, right? I'm not a Frieren hater. But the thing is that, okay, so Frieren is the best of the year, okay, that's fine. Best direction, which again, as I mentioned earlier, is the same category, basically. Okay, that's fine. And then I guess Frieren is like the best main character. I suppose that's fine too, right? But you know what I mean? But eventually you kind of get like, well, I guess Fan is a good character, but I also had Himmel as a thing. And then you had, the whole like cute girl protecting anime. Frieren? That was just a bullshitting, yeah. So you start seeing how it trickles down, right? And suddenly Frieren is like in like 35 categories. As I said earlier, she certainly should not have been in I have to protect this character category. That makes zero sense. And so forth, right? But it happens, right? Because these judges have only seen like 4 animes per year. So when they ask them, who do you want to have in this category of, protect anime? They're like, Anya, I guess, and like, Frieren? Yeah, it's so stupid. And it shows you so very, very well, right? But there's so many other animes I would rather have, especially in these other categories. Otherwise, yeah, what can I say, right? I kept saying yes, it again. It made zero sense that they had so many voice thing. Yeah, it's like half these categories are just like voice actors. Like, it makes effing no sense, right? And I know people, like I said earlier, gonna be like, oh yeah, elitist dub hater. Oh, come on, who cares about the Portuguese Brazilian dubber? Okay, I never heard them. They might be amazing. But should it be like 20 categories for that? Should it really be like one category per dubber? I think the funniest thing, as I said, is that why is there only one category for Japanese voice actors when they are by far the most, and by far the most skilled one, and by far the biggest range of actors, right? And obviously, because half the anime doesn't even get dubs, right? So they have so much more different characters there and different acting and so on. And the early years has been like, male and female, of course, actor, right? And now it's like just one category of that. If you're gonna have like 20, like voice categories, let's give the Japanese 2, right? Yeah, let's give the main actors 2 ones. If you're gonna do it, you might have am I the only one? You might well have at least also the male and female Japanese, right? if you're gonna have so many. Very strange. But overall, what a terrible structure they had. That they kept going back and forth. Yeah, just do all of them, right. And the same thing there with the song thing. They had like best music, and then they had 20 minutes later it's like best opening and best ending, which of course was basically the same category again. It was redundant, but it's just like, why is it 20 minutes in between, and so forth, right. There's also a bunch of other characters are missing. They clearly removed best antagonist and protagonist because Crunchyroll's judges are too stupid to know what a protagonist is. Straight up, yeah, they don't know what it is, right. They kept having an Aaron thing. Ainz, of course, for example, Overlord, they had him in the best antagonist, which is stupid, okay. Basically, right, an antagonist is the character acting against the main character, protagonist. So even if Ainz is evil, right, in Overlord, he is still the protagonist. He's an evil protagonist. This is like very basic, objective facts, right, of literature. And Crunchyroll now has removed those categories like, best protagonist, best antagonist, best antagonist, whatever, right, and all the kind of like literature stuff, right, like best supporting female actor, whatever. They removed a bunch of these categories, which makes this whole anime award even stupider than it used to be, because by removing that, you certainly can lose a little bit of what actually literature and actual writing is about, right. And now instead they have even more, so to speak, undefined, very generic terms like protective character I want to protect, mixing up genders between every character and so on. It's just like a very, very blob, it's like a bloated thing where they don't really explain anything, right. And it just makes it so much less interesting, right, because to have an actual discussion with someone, if I have a friend here, we're gonna discuss who's your favorite, main character, like protagonist in an anime, right, we have to at least be able to like define the terms of that and have a more deep position. Right here instead, they couldn't even decide who's the main character of certain animes, so they had like two characters for the same anime being the main character, which doesn't make any sense. Again, right, they're mixing it up, right, and also it's just generally because they have no antagonist categories here, or overall, side characters. It was a massive lack of like love for side characters, right. This year of the terrible anime awards, then it's just no bad guys. Yeah, there's no bad guys. There's barely like a main character, supporting character categories, and there's no antagonist category or anything even close to that. So I think there's a massive lack because some animes that are really, really good animes, you actually really love them, right, because they have a very strong antagonist, a massive driving force. You know what I mean? For example, famous anime One Piece, right? Get this Rosa. Doflamingo, it was a lot of Dolphin, but best character in One Piece, right? Doflamingo saves the whole season, right? Or whole, the arc, right? Yes, it's like a bad, slow-paced arc, this also, but Dolphin is a great character, so you love that season anyway. There are a bunch of animes where without the bad guy, right, it wouldn't be much of an anime. Shield Hero, Malty, my god, I love Malty, right? Without Malty as the best antagonist, Shield Hero is kind of bland, you know what I mean? So it's very strange, I feel, because of their, lack of understanding of terms like protagonist, antagonist, antagonist, these like actual literature words, right? Crunchyroll now has created these weird categories which are basically completely excluding anything to do with bad characters, with antagonists, which again are a massive part of like every shonen anime, right? And most drama animes too, you know what I mean? So it feels very strange. Yeah, it's very like toothless categories, plus then half the categories being like voice actors. So this is probably the worst anime watch of all time from an actual details in it. That being said, though, I think they have done dumber stuff in the past in details. Like my favorite is when they had the lesbian relationship with Attack on Titan that happened like 5 years prior to the actual anime airing. Where the award, like, it made no sense. I'm not saying they are like lesbian cats Attack on Titan, right? But it was just like a really weird thing where they had Attack on Titan. It was like season 3, I think, of Attack on Titan, and the episode that they said was the best romance episode was between Emi and Historia, happened in a filler episode, not even canon, in season 2, that aired like 5 years prior to the awards. So it just made no sense, because they were like, yeah, but that didn't happen that year. It happened this year, happened that season, right? It's just that kind of thing was very, very weird. You're like, but that wasn't even like, it was 5 years ago. Yeah, it's like, what? Yeah, but because Mother's Cat isn't even in that season. Yeah, it was like, but Historia isn't even in this season whatsoever. Or Ymir, I mean, whatever. Yeah, it's like both of them basically. You're like, what is this thing? So they've done they've done dumber stuff. My favorite is of course when they had both Aaron as protagonist and antagonist at the same time, which he isn't. Objectively, he's not. He is not that. I keep saying it every year. He is not that. He used to be the protagonist in the first season, then he became the antagonist. He's not on the same time. And in their text, they were like, in season 4, final part 3. But he's not the protagonist. Jesus Christ. Anyway, guys, let the video, subscribe, and have a great day.